When God starts closing doors you thought would stay open forever, it feels like betrayal, like loss, like the ground beneath you is crumbling. But what if those closed doors aren't punishment? What if they're protection? You're holding on to people God is trying to remove, friends who pull you back, relationships that drain your spirit, connections you've poured your heart into only to feel empty in return, and you're wondering, God, why are you letting this happen? Why are these people walking away? Let me tell you something that will shift your perspective. God loves you too much to let you walk into your future with the wrong company. Proverbs 13:20 says it plain. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. God isn't just interested in where you're going, He's particular about who you're going with. Because the people around you don't just influence your day, they shape your destiny. Think about it. When you were a kid, your parents didn't let you play in the street. Not because they wanted to control you, but because they saw danger you couldn't. God's doing the same thing right now. He sees the road ahead. He knows the traps, the distractions, the dead ends. And sometimes He has to remove people to keep you from veering off the path He's paved for you. But here's where it gets real. Letting go hurts. You've invested time, tears, loyalty. You've prayed for that relationship to work. You've begged God to fix it. And when it falls apart, you feel like you failed, like you weren't enough. Can I speak to your heart for a moment? You didn't fail. God isn't breaking your heart, He's breaking your chains. 2 Corinthians 6:14 asks, what fellowship can light have with darkness? Not every person who leaves your life is bad. Sometimes they're just not yours. They don't carry the same calling. They don't see the vision God's placed in you. And if you keep holding on to them, you're not just holding on to a person, you're holding on to a delay. God's plan for your life is too big for you to carry the weight of relationships that don't belong in it. When He removes someone, it's not because He's cruel, it's because He's preparing you for something greater. Think about Joseph, sold by his own brothers, betrayed by the ones who should have loved him most. But God wasn't abandoning Joseph in that pit, He was positioning him for the palace. Those brothers couldn't go where God was taking him, and some of the people in your life right now. They can't go where God's taking you. So what do you do when God starts pruning? When the phone stops ringing? When the conversations grow cold? When the people you thought would be there forever start fading away? You trust Him. You stop chasing what God's releasing. You stop begging for what He's already closed the door on. Psalm 80:2-11 declares, no good thing does He withhold from those whose walk is blameless. If God is removing someone, it's because they're not part of the good He has planned for you. But here's the hard truth. You've got to let go too. God can close the door, but you're the one who keeps trying to pry it back open. You're texting, calling, replaying memories, wondering what you did wrong. Stop. Every time you try to hold on to what God's removing, you're delaying the new people He wants to bring, the ones who will sharpen you, the ones who will pray with you, not just for you, the ones who will run alongside you toward the purpose God's calling you to. Listen closely. God's not just removing people to protect your future, He's making room for your miracle. When Jesus fed the 5,000, He didn't just multiply the bread, He first asked the disciples to clear the space, to gather what was there and trust Him with what was coming. God's doing that in your life right now. He's clearing the space. He's asking you to trust Him with what's next. So here's my challenge to you. Let go of who God's already released. Pray for them. Love them from a distance, but don't chase them. Instead, lift your eyes. Look to the one who's orchestrating your story, the one who knows every chapter before you live it, the one who's already preparing the people who will walk with you into your next season. Your future is too precious for God to let the wrong people stay in it. Trust His hand, trust His heart, trust His timing, because when God removes someone, it's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of His promise.